need to get noise canceling headphones. So that way I can't hear shit. I'm just kind of gonna sit here for a second. How's everybody doing? They doing good? That's good. This is nice. Just me and you. Just sitting here. My cat is meowing outside. Sorry, I just had my eyes closed for like a second. Alright. She's meow. 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 That's what she's like right now. Okay, I'm gonna get something to drink. I'll be right back. Jesus. Oh. What am I saying? Oh, shit. I don't treat you good, headphones. Alright. Actually, let's check. Twitch. Content. Video producer. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Oh, whoa, oh, alright. Supervillain. Unleash your inner bonds villain and turn any object into a reality warping device, whether it be a gun, car, or even toaster, granting it phenomenal power. Convert your weapons into a devastating, space-shattering super beam. Transform your car into a space-time manipulation device, or turn your toaster into a device that can heat the entire world and launch it off its orbit. However, these devices will come with a high price, requiring vast amounts of resources and manpower. Specific rare elements serve as the cornerstone of the devices, elements that cannot be fabricated in a lab or purchased commercially, but are found in locations that may be dangerous or inaccessible. Obtaining these resources can consist of a trip into a challenging location, such as a deep-sea trench for heavy water, a core sample from an unstable glacier, geodes from the Earth's mantle, or mineral deposits from the dark side of the moon. Other resources may require materials from someone's possession or even regarded as a national treasure, such as the Hope Diamond Tour. The actual diamond itself is needed, not a similar stone or even an atomically perfect replica, as there is always a crucial component that facilitates the enormous power of these super weapons. Your arsenal of super devices grows with your familiarity with technology and your ability to apply those specialties to new weaponry, such as robotic giant robots that grow as they eat metal, or mutagenic spores that can mutate the planet. My cat's just meowing outside the door. I may not stream for 4 hours today. Or I may. I don't know. We'll find out. Master, undead. You are capable of reviving deceased individuals and returning them to life. They will have all the brute zombie powers. The longer a subject has been deceased before resurrection, the less memories and mannerisms they will retain. Zombies are free to act independently, though those who have been dead for longer will display less independent thought. The power of a revived individual will affect the amount of points required to control them. You start off with 100 points. 100 and 50 with neg entropy. A zombie of an ordinary human will take 1 point, with a zombie of a parahuman with a power equivalent to T1 will take up 5 points. A zombie of a parahuman with a power equivalent to T2 will take up 20 points, and a zombie of a parahuman with power equivalent to T3 will take up 60 points. Finally, zombies of ordinary animals will take up less than 2 points, depending on the abilities of the animal. Clairvoyance. Your senses have been greatly expanded. You can now extend your senses, for example, to see wide areas, multiple things at once in other universes, whole cities, anyone and anything. You can even recognize someone calling your name in an entirely different universe. You can scale your ability up and down to your normal senses at any time, and you can choose which senses get amplified and which don't. You can choose to exclude certain areas or subjects from your sight if you wish. You also have been granted the ability to actually make sense of everything you see, capable of easily handling the load of information that comes with seeing everything at once. Looking at everything at once is no more difficult than looking at a single thing at once in normal vision. You can bestow your wisdom on anyone you touch as well, and you can optionally choose to withhold your ability to withstand the information. And you can optionally choose to withhold your ability to withstand the information load to paralyze those you touch. Boronic creation. Or baryonic creation. One of those. The power of creation is in your hands. How quickly you create complex matter from seemingly nothing entirely depends on the scale, complexity, and your understanding of the end product. Creating a cubic foot of steel would only take moments, while an assault rifle will take minutes. However, something complex like a modern car would probably take a few hours or more, assuming you understand its inner workings. Tinker. Gaia's hand. You gain an extensive understanding of planetary formation, evolution, taxonomy to build tinker structures that artificially restructure worlds to contain sustainable habitations for sentient/sapient life with sufficient time and resources, as well as pre-existing conditions. You also gain a comprehensive understanding of sociobiology, stuff like behavioral simulations, population biology, and game theory, as well as models on altruism and evolutionary strategies through intuitive sociometries tailored to pinpoint precisely how to expedite the growth of complex and sapient life through evolutionary pressures. What the fuck? Hades Protocol. The opposite of Gaia's hand. You know how to construct tinker structures that methodically reduce a plant's capacity to sustain and grow life, build massive structures that poison a planetary biosphere, or leverage your intuitive socio-biological understanding to gradually undermine the natural selection of a few planet species in order to introduce fatal flaws in their biological makeup. This would obstruct progressive acclimatization to environmental changes, starting a domino effect that would eventually lead to ecological collapse. Tinker of Fiction. It looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. That is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. You gain 3 slots to put Tinker specialties that you can hold for up to 3 weeks each, or change after at least 1. They are random, usually single word things like flames, robots, or even frogs. While what you can build is vast, in your specialties, they must fall within their topic. You wouldn't be able to create a cloning machine with robots, but you could build an amphibian tank with frogs. You can mix the specialties for better results, and things once built can be built again even after the specialty change, and can even be incorporated in new ones. You can maintain any Tinker Tech as well, regardless of your specialty. You don't have to change all specialties at once, but you can't hold the same one for longer than 3 weeks. Almost a month. Mimetic King. You harbor an unparalleled awareness and insight into all entities that possess knowledge of you. This ability manifests as a sixth sense that enables you to detect their presence and discern the depth and nature of the information they hold about you. You can subtly manipulate those who are privy to your existence, as the number and specificity of those who know you dictate the extent of your control. Once at least 200 individuals possess knowledge of you, you can possess one person to act on your behalf for 10 minutes. Upon surpassing 5 individuals possessing knowledge of you, you are capable of possessing 3 individuals simultaneously for 1 hour. With more than 1,000 individuals possessing knowledge of you, you can possess 10 people simultaneously indefinitely, with this cap increasing with further exposure. Your capacity to multitask scales with the number of individuals you can possess. Tinker/Trump. Embrace the punk. Become punk. That's a cool picture. Alright. Choose a punk specialization. Atom punk, diesel punk, biopunk, arcane punk, clock punk, nanopunk, etc. and gain a beginner level knowledge of it. At level 0, you acquire basic knowledge of personal gadgets, equipment, and tools to tinker. As you progress and reach an arbitrary level of production/infrastructure, you have the option to either level up within the same specialization or choose another one. A level up is qualitative, allowing you to comprehend and produce more complex and far-reaching technologies such as vehicles, bases, and troop equipment. At level 5, you become proficient in building on space-specific tech with that specialization, giving you the ability to create entire continental structures and make world modifications. This includes societal, mechanical, autocatalytic. No way, that's a
catalytic.
Yeah, I know what a catalytic is, but oh, that's a C, not an E. Oh, that's my bad. Catalytic, autocatalytic, or mental constructions such as design governmental structures or ideologies for the masses. All level 2 specializations synergize in a positive feedback loop, allowing you to produce increasingly advanced the boundaries of what's possible with each specialization, capable of merging multiple punk styles seamlessly so they're not separated. Fading Star. You have a Trump version of Leet's power, meaning you can manifest and use any possible combination of powers at any level of strength the shark can hand out to a host in a normal cycle. These powers and any effects that rely on those powers last for up to a day each, then fade away. Unfortunately, this power comes with drawbacks similar to Lee, who, while you can attempt to manifest the same exact power on separate occasions, the more alike a power you manifest is to a power you have previously manifested, the worse it is. This manifests in multiple ways. The power might be weaker, less accurate, harder to control, or fail to activate at all. You can't summon another copy of a power while you have a version of that power summoned, and while there's nothing stopping you from using hundreds of different powers at once in order to overcome the weaknesses of repeated powers with sheer quantity, your power will be far more critical of you in the data you generate, the more powers you use at once, leading to, if you aren't a good host and have a good relationship with your power, for your power to start sabotaging your powers more severely. For example, a power to generate flames might not come with resistance to flames and be extremely difficult to control. If you use each and every possible power that can be handed out during a cycle at once, but don't generate as much data as a cycle in its entirety does in a day, well, you might be able to fight the warrior's avatar to a standstill while the entity is playing around for that period of time, but at the end, your power will levy severe penalties against you regardless of your previous relationship with your power, unless you reach endgame QA and Taylor level host shard bond affinity. Dragon Mail. Your allies are mushy, squishy, and weak. Your enemies are dangerous and powerful. There are ways around this, but you cannot allow your allies to die so easily. As such, those you designate as allies grow powerful biological skills over themselves, capable of stopping most kinetic impacts, up to even behemoth punching them, and even esoteric defenses that allows your allies to withstand up to 40% of the damage they would normally take by the enemy. Scales have a third function. As the biological scales grow over your allies, they undergo a biological change, allowing them regeneration comparable to Lung in his base form, as well as breaker defenses half that of immune response. These biological alterations fade with the scales after the battle ends, but they will allow you or your allies even further survivability. If you do not have allies, you can instead grow them from yourself, biological living entities made of these same scales. They are much weaker and far more stupid, and only ever last 2 minutes, but you can create a dozen before replenishing. Power Tinker. You are a genuine power tinker, meaning you create devices that interact with powers in general, including your own. This power has a lot of leeway in how you go about it. Maybe you give a mundane individual the potential for a power via a simulated trigger event, giving them an appropriate ability based on the shard they connect with and the parameters of the simulated trigger. Or instead you force a second trigger on an already powered individual. You can also able to make devices that empower and refuel shards and make it easier for their users to control their abilities or use them for longer periods overall, or make temporary or permanent alterations to their powers. There is a drawback. The creation of these devices is especially costly and complicated at first. This power is unable to interact with itself. Restriction removal. Required triumphant. You can now tinker on your power tinker specialty. Be careful not to unintentionally weaken it. Shard matter. Maker of the End. Maker of the End's specialty and principles allow for tinkering with the bodies themselves to a certain extent, such as growing new shard flesh for projects or repairing and modifying existing shards should you get physical access to them. Should you possess shard light, you might even be able to create your own shards, growing and coding them from the ground up. This greatly expands your capabilities, allowing you to manufacture your own powers. Cause and effects. You possess a unique ability to harness the laws of cause and effect, allowing you to create technology that can bend and manipulate reality in incredible ways. Your creations are capable of achieving seemingly impossible feats, such as a spear that's able to strike a lethal blow through the heart, regardless of the circumstances, or the creation of a machine that can simulate the effects of a cause, giving you a prediction of the future. However, you must acknowledge that this power is not without flaws, as some effects are simply impossible to achieve, such as trying to strike a lethal blow through the heart when the target has no heart. Your technology is extremely costly to create, and it is considered a blind spot due to its effects. Hold on, I'm gonna have some milk. I don't really want milk, so I'll save that for later. Hold on, I'll be right back. I made a sandwich that doesn't have any meat in it. That's all I could really do right now. Oh shit. Cancer. Hold on. Alright. Might make other tinkers mad. That was a really good sandwich. Alright. Whenever you encounter a problem, this power will provide you a mental list of Tinker Tech blueprints that in some way provide a solution to that problem. All generated from a decently advanced but generalized Tinker Tech database. Mentally selecting one of these blueprints will cause your power to fabricate the selected option, making it instantly appear either in your hands or on your person or nearby, whichever is the most convenient. Your power will do its best to provide a variety of options for each problem you encounter. Although they won't necessarily be perfect solutions. For difficult problems, this will often require a level of trial and error on your part with the different solutions it provides to reach a satisfactory result. For example, say you are fighting Lung and need to deal with him before he hurts anyone. A few of the options your power could provide might be a giant robots designed to distract him and lure him away from popular areas, power armor, force field generators, fire negating technology, bombs that could destroy him before he has a chance to ramp up, or even a machine gun loaded with Tinker Tech tranquilizer rounds. This is real Tinker Tech made from real materials and is not dependent on your power to exist besides creating them in the first place. You are a real tinker, being able to mentally draw upon your power's tech base to tinker just like any ordinary tinker. This lets you manually build any of the technology your power mentally provides you the blueprints for, should you desire. In the same vein, you are able to maintain and modify any technology you or your power have produced. You are able to mentally save any of the blueprints your power provides, so you have access to them even when the problem that prompts them disappears. You can use your Tinker capabilities to rapidly and mentally alter the design of the blueprints your power provides, allowing you to adapt as a situation evolves or make those designs better fit the problem at hand. This does not alter technology already created by you or your power. The tech base of this power does not include megastructures. This power also cannot fabricate anything past a 500-meter radius of your body, which includes any technology that would surpass that radius in size. So 500 meters, that would be... that's a pretty big size. Alright. Connection. With a touch, you can alter the power of a parahuman by by modifying the corona potentia. Doing this makes the mind of the shard and its host slowly merge, resulting in the shard having greater control and the host's mind's degrading. The more you modify the connection, the quicker the merge happens, and the more the host power is amplified. With a touch, you can return the connection to normal, but the host's mind will need time to become whole again. The further the host and shard are merged, the longer it will take for the host's mind to recover. When you alter the connection between host and shard, you can give the host a new power that the shard could have given during the host's trigger event by sacrificing parts of the existing power with the new power potency being directly proportional to the sacrifice. For example, giving a pyroconnect the capacity to slowly fire by reducing their control over their fire. Full synchronization. Cronus. Your ability to blur the mental lines between host and shard has been influenced by your ability to blur the physical lines between the two as well. You may inflict temporary titanhood on anyone you use a connection on, transforming them into a true merger of host and shard both physically and mentally. As with connection, you can fiddle with the ratio of the transformation to some extent, allowing you to choose whether those affected undergo full titanification or closer to the human shard upgrade in nature. Jack / or query response. Your ability to communicate with or influence shards has influenced connection. Now, when using connection on someone, if their shard's ranking is lower than yours, you can give them directives, missions / orders they are compelled to complete. Once the effects of connection fade, any directives given also fade. If someone's shard has a ranking greater than or equal to yours, you cannot force directives on them. However, you can attempt to negotiate with their shard and get it to willingly accept a directive. If you have broadcast, then you can force directives on shards with an equal ranking to your own. Although you still need to negotiate with those of a higher ranking. Lastly, broadcast also allows you to remotely cancel the effects of connection, allowing you to revert someone under the effects of connection to their normal state at will, regardless of range. Split. With a mere touch, you can gain a copy of the memories, skills, and powers of your target. These abilities are permanently gained, and your target will experience a period of weakness. Be vigilant of the consequences. The memories gained can and will influence your identity. Certain thoughts and beliefs may be either overwritten or at the very least somewhat influenced by your target's memories and thoughts. Eldritch. You possess the ability to transform into a gruesome creature covered in mouths and hands. When perceived by others, the target will experience a gradual decline in their mental state. The effect of this decline can manifest differently depending on the individual and can lead to varying degrees of delusion, panic, and paranoia. Once this transformation has occurred, the effects will continue to intensify over time, making the target increasingly susceptible to manipulation and control. Even without prompting them, targets will act in your favor, their actions assisting you in reaching their goals. Vanish. When you activate this power, you can force any combination of two objects or people to not exist relative to each other. They appear to vanish from each other's perspective, and any third party observing them will see them look and move straight through each other. Anything that either of them does will not affect the other until you put an end to the power's effects. Anything that a person is holding or wearing is shunted alongside them. This power can also be used by you. Call of Oblivion. Anything that hears you sing has their perception of you erased. This affects any senses, even power-granted ones. They can't see, smell, hear, or even feel you. Do note that even if someone can't feel their hands touching your face, they can still feel their own hand being stopped by something. Your singing can also make someone act upon their intrusive thoughts. Someone driving could end up hitting a tree because they thought of it, or jumping off a cliff. Anyone killed by you, be it directly or indirectly, has memories of them erased from this world. Their parents do not recognize the face on the pictures of their house, and their significant other can't seem to remember who they lived with. This doesn't work through recordings or electronics. It can't affect the entities. Exchange broker. You possess the ability to act as an intermediary for any exchange between two willing participants. These exchanges can include anything to participants own. You possess the ability to act as an intermediary for any exchange between two willing participants. These exchanges can include anything the participants own, including physical, mental, and even esoteric possessions like age, lifespan, traits, and even powers. But they can't affect anybody besides the participants. The participants must have a verbal or written agreement approved by the broker, and none of them can be under a master effect. So bribery or blackmail works, though. Multiversal emulator. You are now the proud owner of a multiversal emulator. Searching the multiverse, your shard will project a random sentient minion that will emulate a real person. They can be anything, from a mighty wizard to a seasoned knight, and even perhaps a talking vending machine. While you can command this minion, they are an independent person who will be loyal to you. While they will reflect the personality of who they emulate, they will retain the memories of each interaction and mannerism. These projections will never be ordinary and will always carry unique powers and skills. Each emulation comes with an energy pool of 20 points and has a handful of skills and powers. You can learn from them. Each skill / power is 10 points worth, and they can be acquired either by training or... Be someone ordinary and always carry unique powers. Each emulation comes with an energy pool of 20 points and has a handful of skills and powers you can learn from them. Each skill / power is 10 points worth, and they can be acquired either by training or by spending energy to acquire them. Your emulation can also use this energy to use special actions, such as using their powers or delivering special attacks. When the current emulation runs out of energy, they will disappear, be replaced by a new one. At the end of each emulation, they may leave an item associated with them. The range of your emulation is up to 200 meters from you. The emulation can't be permanently killed and will respawn an hour later or so. Negentropy raises the emulation energy pool to 30. And esoteric knowledge makes your power authentic copies rather than your shard emulating them. Shardless counts as you having both perks. S-Class. S-Class. Anyone or everyone fears you. They believe you are the strongest and most dangerous to the point they don't dare even try to confront you. This is the effect of your powers, which can affect any biological life form, no matter the range. There won't be any particular reason why they believe this, and even when confronted about their logical fallacy, they will still think you are the strongest, unable to see reality. Be ready for everyone, including friends, family, or lovers, to fear your every action, unless if you take holding back. Nanocells. Your cells are like nanomachines now. Your cells are Now, as small as nanometers and can do many things, including but not limited to resisting extreme temperatures, changing your appearance, living without a brain, virtually limitless memory, unlimited multitasking, supercomputer like thinking speeds, superhuman capabilities, hardening at will, and so much more. There are tons of things you should be aware of. Uh, Your cells perform worse the farther away they are from you, with a limit of 100 kilometers before they become inert. Your cells do improve, but it will take 10 years before there is a noticeable difference. Like nanomachines, you're still limited to the resources you have at your disposal. You can also specialize cells, but it would make them worse at other tasks. Your cells, oh, grade shape, techno-organic or biotech. Your cells develop techno-organic traits through your tinker specialty. Recovering their cellular structure while retaining their programmable microtech capabilities, a fusion of both mechanical and organic worlds, both in body and mind, using biology's malleability and growth capacity in conjunction with technology's ability to adapt and progress. You become a more versatile and adaptable being through this mutation. Among the many functions available to you is full control of adaptations for any environment, obstacle, or threat, interfacing faculties on both technological and organic fronts, changing into a living factory slash energy plant slash arsenal through self-created constructs slash mechanics from one's body. A fully cybernetic mind. Lastly, full awareness and control of oneself at a macroscopic and microscopic level. All already possible all already possible uses of your original power are pushed to the forefront. Your cell's degradation rate is slowed. When they could have died 100 kilometers away from you, they behave more akin to airborne viruses, having slightly better reach and survivability. By the time your cellular improvement is continuously experimental, with a notable upgrade over months, although more comprehensive in scope. Pokemon Go. You gain the power of a Pokemon Master in real world due to your ability to create random Pokemon relatively nearby. Although your control over this is lacking in terms of both how many you create and what specific Pokemon you create. You also have the ability to influence what Pokemon you create by controlling where you create them, since your power creates Pokemon in environments suitable for them. Additionally, this comes with a few auxiliary powers to suit this power. You start with 10 Pokeballs and 5 potions in a limited sized personal pocket dimension, which can be accessed from your pockets as well as a personal bag, like a backpack. The first Pokemon created by this power will be starter Pokemon, of which you will be able to catch one of your choice before the rest try to escape. You gain a thinker power aiding in finding, understanding, caring for, interacting with, and training Pokemon. And finally, through traveling and conflict, you randomly get more Pokemon equipment such as Pokeballs, potions, evolution stones, berries, egg, and key items like fishing rods specialized in catching water type Pokemon, with a less valuable items being more common. As a last few important notes, this cannot create legendary and mythical Pokemon. Pokédex entries such as different kidnapping children may be inaccurate. Pokemon naturally heal through rest. Pokemon can subsist off of both food suitable for them and conventional food. Pokemon can learn more than 4 moves, and Pokemon are generally relatively benign unless they are disturbed. Feast. In your eyes, all appearing humans and power effects, including yourself, around you have an energy pool inside them. The stronger the powers, the more energy they contain. The longer you look at this energy, the more you know about this power. Initially gaining 1 to 2 word generations like awareness or heat generation. As you look more, you start to know things like always on or needs touch. Look long enough, and you will know everything about a power, including its weaknesses and applications. Seeing the power in action increases the speed at which you acquire knowledge about it. With a touch, you can drain that energy. It takes longer to totally drain the more energy there is. Draining a power effect will weaken it until it ceases to exist, and draining a parahuman will undermine their power to the point it's obsolete, and they aren't capable of using it. You can drain energy at range and affect multiple targets, but it's slower than using touch, becoming even slower with distance, and the more targets you are draining simultaneously. With time, a parahuman will gain their power, or will regain their power. The longer it takes, the stronger the power is. You can also do the opposite, being able to transfer the energy you collected. The same rules for touch and range from draining apply to transference, which allows you to use your capacity to boost and create new aspects of powers that aren't yours. You can expand energy to temporarily boost part of a power, like increasing range, decreasing the time necessary to do something, or giving a new aspect to it. 1/4 of that boost becomes permanent. A power that can temporarily gain 6 meters to its range now has permanently an additional 1.50 or 1.5 meters extra slot meters to its range. If you temporarily gave Trump Elon an extra slot, you would permanently have it, but only be able to slot powers that are 1/4 the strength. Or Eidolon. Eidolon. Eidolon, man, Eidolon. Eidolon, man, Eidolon. Eidolon. Ugh. What the fuck? Creating new aspects will cost more energy than boosting an existing one, and will cost more the more it deviates from the theme and mechanics of the power. New aspects take more energy to boost compared to the base power. Giving your water manipulation the capacity to see the future by looking at water would take much less energy than giving your earth manipulation precognition. Well, control Lee. Oh, that's ice. Fuck. There's precognition. While giving your water manipulation capacity to control ice would take even less energy. Any powers you enhance will start releasing electricity like energy, or a glow when they are used. This energy slash glow happens either on the power itself or on the part of your body where it originates from. Sometimes both happens to either. Both happen to either. This power is best used in bursts to conserve the stockpiled energy, and because continuous use won't keep increasing the permanent boost. Powers affected by feast cannot affect feast. Snapshots. You can create saves of the area and people around you. The longer you stand still while taking the save, the wider the range becomes. Once you take a save, it's stored within your power. You can have up to 7 saves at once. You can summon these saves at any time. allowing you to swap your current surroundings with any previously captured moment in an instant in a manner similar to that of Labyrinth. Saves will act normally and will not know what they are that they are not the real deal, although they can reduce it with time. This means that if one of the saves sees you as an enemy, then they will attack you like normal. The duration of your summon saves depends on its size and experiences. The bigger the summon saves, the harder it is to maintain. Once the save is dismissed, the area returns back to how it worked before you deployed your save. Note, entity avatars and endbringers can be saved, but unless you have Queen Shard, they will be eliminated at the power level of what they have shown during their fights. If you have Entropy and Queen Shard, you can create saves of the entity's true bodies. Alright. Highly marketable. Now, you now possess a nearly unlimited short-range power copying ability. Unfortunately, this comes with multiple caveats. For one, you cannot actually use the copies yourself, and with them instead being used by semi-independent master projections created by this power. Said projections resemble small, cutesy, plush toy-like versions of their original users, which bear personalities patterned after the original person, albeit with exaggerated traits and a strong mischievous bent. While they are still ultimately loyal to you, they will be prone to interpreting your orders creatively, depending on the copied individual. You can only have one copy of any given power each, and if any of your projections are destroyed or dismissed, you will need to find the original parahumans they came from and copy their power all over again. No, while this power can copy tier 3 powers, unless your shard is of noble ranking, any copies will be diminished to the upper limits of tier 2. The arena. This power is designed to study and learn all martial arts techniques and other ways of fighting for future cycles. The shard will learn and study these forms of combat from fictional sources or even real sources and allow you to learn them. Mastery in the arena demands dedication, requiring individuals to immerse themselves in training to attain power. The arena, a distinct world accessible at will, allows participants to physically enter an environment similar to either a dojo or an arena, depending on their need. This enables interaction with others and the surroundings. Although impervious to death, within the arena, the user will feel pain. You are only one who can enter the arena, and you will exit the arena from the location that you entered from. Upon entering, individuals acquire an energy pool utilized to summon either fictional or real personas willing to impart their arts and fighting styles. Each mastery requires a year or more of dedicated training, limiting the summoning of new mentors until a sufficient level of experts is reached. Mastery expands the energy pool and enables the summoning of more formidable mentors. Regular training within the arena contributes to energy growth, albeit at a lesser rate than mastering new skills. Bioassimilation. Upon consuming biomass, you're capable of collecting and storing genetic data, all as well as absorbing a special type of energy called bioenergy. Utilizing bioenergy, you are able to change and modify your biological makeup using the genetic information you have stored. The more complex the genetic information, such as that of Kryptonian, the greater amount of energy is required to transform your body into the desired state. You may also utilize bioenergy in a few additional ways. If you are in need of a specific set of biomass to carry out a particular transformation, you may utilize bioenergy to generate it. If you have sustained wounds or injuries, you may employ the bioenergy to promote healing. Additionally, you are able to tap into the potential of bioenergy to temporarily enhance the capabilities of your physiology. If the amount of bioenergy stored within you exceeds a partial threshold, your body will initiate a process wherein you evolve in an accelerated manner, optimizing your current biological state for storing the genetic data of your enhanced form. You gain a few additional changes. Your jaw is greatly boosted, allowing you to chew through steel. In addition to that, your stomach acids are able to break down practically any organic material. Oh my god. Oh, fuck. You know, I'm just gonna end it here. Alright, I'm tired. My head hurts. And I can't keep my eyes open. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday. My mom wanted to. We were watching Sandman and she didn't want to stop. And you know, you gotta hang out with your mom. Alright. I am gonna finish reading this though. At least. Optimized. Required accelerated evolution or type humanity. Your body is constantly refined and optimized. All new genetic growths will be analyzed and stored, allowing you to use bioenergy to permanently retain them. You don't need to consume biomass to generate bioenergy anymore, as you can now passively generate bioenergy. Biomatter equals bioenergy. Required the Chrysalis King. You can freely absorb any biomass acquired from your sex and convert it into bioenergy, and vice versa. This bioenergy can subsequently be used as you please, whether in the construction of your monsters, the healing and enhancement of creatures via your cocoon-like sacs, or simply for yourself. You no longer have any limit to how strong any of your monsters can become. Although the stronger they get, the more bioenergy is needed. The ability of your sexes to break down organic material has also improved tremendously, with making the Surrey and subsequent bioenergy nigh instantaneously. Master of Beasts. Yeah, I want to keep going, but it's just I'm so tired. Well, let's have a little water. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. Sorry. Maybe I'll come back on later. I don't know, but I'm done for now. I just can't really focus. Alright. Well, yeah, no,